I'm the applications engineer for Tensile Mill. Today I will be demonstrating how to program and machine an ASTM part like this one. This is actually a 5/8 by 4.5 inch long blank. So we will be making a tensile sample on this Tensile Mill machine. So the first thing we want to do is obviously program the part. We have this introduction screen on the machine, and we're going to specimen operation. Okay, in the specimen operation, we can choose the part which best suits our needs by doing next. Okay, we have the different types of specimens that we can program. Today we're programming specimen type 1, which has a gauge diameter and a thread. Also, we'll be cutting off this specimen at the end so we can have the exact length of the specimen. In order to cut the specimens, we need to have specimens that are longer than the actual specimen by at least half an inch. Okay, this is my print. All I have to do is fill out those values. We have the L, which is the length, the A, which is the length of the gauge diameter, etc., etc., etc. So I'll be filling all those values in and get the machine going. So first one I do is A. Okay, on A, I'm gonna put the diameter, the length of the gauge diameter, which is 2.25. Okay. Then C, which is the diameter of the thread, 0.6. D, which is the diameter of the gauge. Today we're doing a 0.4 inch diameter. The G is the gauge length. We don't use it for machining. It's actually used for the tensile mill, the tensile specimen. We don't use it here for machining. L, the total length of the specimen. The total length for the specimen today is 4.5 inches. The radius, the fillet, is 3/8, which is 0.375. And then I go with the thread. The thread, I need to specify the pitch. The pitch of the thread is 0.0556, which is actually 1 divided by 18. And the height of the thread. The height of the thread is 0.0417. The stock diameter, this is very important so that the machine knows, or the program knows, how many passes it has to make in order to make the part. So 0.62. Length from jaws. Length from jaw, the actual length. We can do that later. The length from the jaw is when we put the part here, we want to measure the length exactly. We won't worry about too much now because first we're going to do the center drilling. Okay, then we can simulate the part. Okay, we simulate the cut. Semi-finish, finish of the right-hand side. Finish of the shoulder diameters and finish of the gauge diameter. Then the thread on the right-hand side and the thread on the left-hand side. You can actually see it a bit closer if we do some amplification here. We can see more detail of the part and the tool. Okay, we can even go further larger. The moment it's doing the thread on the right hand side, it's going to come to the thread here on the left now. Doing the thread. And then after the thread, it's going to do the cutoff there. Now you see that the part does the cutoff, but it doesn't finish doing the cutoff. It gives about the 0.1 inch diameter, so we can cut it off with our hand. So we go to the initial view, photo, and then we can resimulate. Okay, once we are sure what the part looks like, we can now go ahead and do the center drilling. Go back to the Tensile mill program, TensileSoft, and we choose center drill. We only have to specify two things here. We have to specify the stock diameter, 0.625, for example. And then we have to turn this square on, which is actually telling it to face. We don't have to face the part. It's a good idea to face it to make a nice transition from the tail stock to the front of the part. And then the length, it protrudes from the chop. We're going to machine the part. I'm going to show you how to set it up on the machine. No. We're going to set the part 1.03 inches or 1 inch. We're going to set the part 1 inch from the jaw. So specify there. We simulate the tail stock, the center drill, sorry. Same thing. Facing first. Okay, once we're ready, we just do cycle start from the handheld. And we can actually watch as it works. You can actually watch. Oops, sorry. You can actually watch it as it faces the part.
Listo.
No. I'll repeat. Okay, once we finish programming the part, we're going to program the center drill. The center drill, we just choose the center drill operation. We need to specify the diameter of the blank, in this case 0.625. Okay, we need to tell it to include facing, otherwise it will just do the center drilling. And then here we specify the length of the face of the part, the blank, from the chop. So we have to set out that same length. In this case, 1 inch. We simulate it. As usual, same screen. Okay. I'll do it again so that we can see the center drill better. We can see half of the part. Facing and center drilling. Okay. Now we go ahead and machine the part. So we go with our pendant and just press cycle start. While it's machining, you can see the graphics live of what's happening on the machine itself. So it's facing. Now when it finishes facing, it will center drill. Okay, so after we specify all the parameters, on the control. We're ready to machine. The first machining we're going to do is the center drill. This is my part. I'm gonna set it in the shop. And I'm gonna install it 1 inch. Okay, 1 inch from the jaw. Okay, close the door and just do cycle start. Okay. Nice and smooth, flat, and with the center drill. Now I want to install the part on the chalk. Again, according to my program, I have used 5 inches from the chalk. So I just measure 5 inches. In fact, I'm going to put a stopper. I use this little stopper to prevent the part from going into the chalk. And I just bottom it out on the stopper. Make it tight. Then I can measure here. So it's 5 inches. Whatever value I have there, if it's 5.1, 4.9, I will specify on the program. So I put on the program 5 inches. Okay. Activate the program. I can simulate it again if I want to show what's happening. Always simulate it several times. We want to make sure what we're doing, especially the first part we do. After we're doing production, that is not necessary. I can see everything is okay. Right hand thread, left hand thread, and cut off. Okay. Once I feel I'm ready, I can just press the cycle start button. The install goes in automatically, and we start machining our part. Down to the 0.4 of the gauge diameter. Actually, a bit more than 0.4 because we're going to change tools and do the finish. Now we do a semi-finish. Semi-finish prepares the part for the finish, makes sure the cut is not too strong. So we don't have any paper with the since we're using the desktop. Then we're going to rough the right hand side of the part. Then finish the gauge, the shoulder diameter to prepare for the thread. And then finish the gauge diameter. Lots of RPM and speed to improve the finishing. Okay. Depending on the hardness of the material, you need more passes. This one does about 13 passes. You can do it in as little as 6 or 7 passes, or if the material is very hard, You can go up to 50 passes. Okay. Once the part is finished, we retract the tailstock and we can just cut it off with our hand. And we have this really nice finished part.